Hello, child of God. When are you going to return? It's been a while now since you left. And the Father has always stood at the main gates, anticipating the day of your return. He has set aside a fattened calf for your celebrations when you come back. When are you going to return? He has made preparations for you, for your celebration when you come back. But when are you going to return? Are you going to allow the chains the enemy put you into to stop you from returning and coming back home? Are you going to allow the chains the enemy put you into to stop you, prevent you, to block you from returning back home? It's a choice you have to make. You left on your own accord because God gives every human being a free choice. God wants every human being to serve Him out of His own free choice. And those who decide to serve Him out of their own free choice, out of their own free will, He knows they really want to serve Him. So God doing that is not a mistake. He did that intentionally. He did that to find those who truly want to serve Him. It's been a long time since you left. It's been a long time since you departed. You left home. It's been a long time since you left a safe place, a safe space where your needs were taken care of, where you were safe. You are out there, and your conditions out there is very worse. Yeah, when you were home, you were complaining, you were saying all sorts of things, but comparing the situation you find yourself in now as compared to the situation you were complaining about when you were home, you know that home will always be home. Your Father has been at the gates every day since you left, every other day since you left, looking on, hoping, and waiting for you to make that decision. It's a decision you have to make. And because He loves you, He respects your choice. He respects your decision. He respects you. You see, because He respects you, He gave you the free will. He did not force you to serve Him. He gave you a free will. Will you serve me or will you not serve me? Are you going to decide to serve me or not? When are you going to return? Because your conditions there is worse. In fact, it's worse than what you were complaining about when you were home, when you were safe, when you had hot meals, when you were protected from a lot of the things you have experienced now that you decided to go outside. Now that you decided to take your life into your own hands. This morning, my question is, when are you coming back home? When are you returning home? It's a choice you have to make. No man, no woman, no creature, no spirit, no entity can make that choice for you. It is a birthright given unto each and every human being to decide the course of their life. What do you want to do? Are you going to allow the chains of the enemy to overpower you? Or are you going to break those chains and reach out to true freedom, which is only found in Him, which is only found in your Father's house? When are you coming back home? Because the Father is at the gates. He's been waiting. He's been hoping. He's been wishing for the day that you are going to return. Why? Because He has already set aside a fattened calf for your coming back home celebrations. This morning, my question is, when are you going to finally understand? When are you going to finally decide? When are you going to finally put aside anything, pride, ego, anything that has caused you, anything that pushed you to go out of home, to go outside, to take everything into your hands? When are you going to finally put that aside? Break the chains the enemy put you in. Because the only thing he wants to do is to turn you into his slave and use you till there's no strength left in you. When are you coming back home? Because your Father is still standing at the gate. He's been standing at the gate each and every other day since you left, and He is waiting for you to come back home into His open arms. When? Child of God. A lot of things came up. You had a lot of questions in your mind. There were a lot of things floating in your head. You decide to go out there. Perhaps you are going to find greener pastures, but you found out now. When are you going to come back home?